Good morning and welcome to the Anheuser-Busch Board of Directors and Executive Leadership. We are pleased to share our comprehensive communications campaign plan with you today, intended to update and enhance the Budweiser Good Sport Designated Driver Program. In the following slides, I will explain why it is important to implement a campaign that leads the community in responsible drinking initiatives. This campaign is presented to you by Nikki Aguilar, Patricia Blasquez, and Nikki Jedlicka. Anheuser-Busch InBev, or AB InBev, was established in St. Louis in 1852 as Anheuser and Company. In 1987, the company merged with a number of Belgian breweries, eventually acquiring Labatt Brewery, the Sun Group, and Grupo Modelo as well. Before long, it became one of the leading brewing companies worldwide, producing top-selling products like Bud Light and Budweiser. AB InBev controls about 39.9% of the global profit pool and 45% share of the U.S. market, eclipsing competitor Miller's Coors, which accounts for 26% of the beer sold in the U.S., and Heineken, which controls approximately 4% of the U.S. market. AB InBev's corporate DNA includes a business model that delivers long-term sustainable value through top-line growth and expanding profitability. It emphasizes community, positioning itself as the best beer company, bringing people together for a better world. Driving under the influence is a major issue in the United States. Every day, 28 people die in motor vehicle crashes that involve an alcohol-impaired driver. The annual cost of alcohol-related crashes totals more than $44 billion. According to the Center for Disease Control, 31% of all traffic-related deaths in 2014 involved alcohol-impaired drivers. 3 out of every 10 drivers involved in fatal car accidents with BAC levels of 0.08% or higher were between 21 and 24 years of age. The next two largest groups were ages 25 to 34 and 35 to 44. Within the same year, over 1.1 million drivers were arrested for driving under the influence. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, an estimated 4 million U.S. adults reported driving under the influence at least once in 2010. Arrests for driving under the influence are among the most commonplace nationwide. The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, is calling for a reduction of the impaired blood alcohol content threshold from 0.08% to 0.05%. This is likely to affect the company's bottom line as it relates to reduction in consumption. AB InBev currently leads the effort in drunk driving prevention, which is one of its main corporate social responsibility goals. The company will advance its reputation by turning the issue into a leadership platform. It will promote responsible drinking through its most powerful brand, Budweiser. Research is essential in determining how AB InBev will drive its initiatives and establish its leadership platform. Primary research is particularly relevant in providing insight into AB InBev's primary stakeholder, the young adult consumer. As previously discussed, young adults are at greatest risk of being involved in a drunk driving crash at all BAC levels. To enhance its understanding of the target audience, AB InBev will distribute an online sample survey to obtain feedback, which will provide insight to consumer preferences regarding communication tactics, drinking habits, and motives and rationale for the transportation decisions made while drinking. The survey will allow AB InBev to directly reach its audience and generalize results against the target demographic. The campaign has 2 main goals, each with objectives designed to meet each goal. The goals demonstrate and fulfill AB InBev's commitment to social responsibility, its business objectives, and its corporate DNA of bringing people together for a better world. Goal 1 is to increase awareness and use of AB InBev safe driving programs by highlighting and enhancing its Good Sport Designated Driver program in particular. We intend to develop and implement an integrated communication plan that will increase Good Sport program familiarity and participation, and establish a partnership between Good Sport and Uber by expanding Safe Ride participation through Uber's Safe Ride program within the 2016-17 football season. Our second goal is to improve brand visibility and consumer engagement. We will increase familiarity with AB InBev and improve public perception of the company and the Budweiser brand. And we will increase engagement with AB InBev's Budweiser brand through traditional and non-traditional media channels. AB InBev's campaign will draw upon lessons learned from a number of strategic public relations courses, including sustainable communications, strategic marketing, issues management and crisis, research methods for public relations, and media relations in the New World. Specific topics that will inform our plan include the protection motivation theory, which is from a social marketing campaign study at the International Marketing Review. The theory states that anti-drunk driving social marketing campaigns seek to influence many of the cognitions that are the focus of PMT. According to PMT, protection motivation is maximized when the threat to health is severe, the individual feels vulnerable, the adaptive response is believed to be an effective means of averting the threat, the costs associated with the adaptive response are small, and the person is confident in his or her abilities to complete successfully the adaptive response, or high self-efficacy. Such factors produce protection, motivation, and subsequently, the enactment of the adaptive or coping response. Among these factors, self-efficacy is believed to have the most significant impact on one's decision to adapt a recommended health behavior. With the launch of an integrated communications campaign promoting responsible drinking via Good Sport, AB InBev and Budweiser will demonstrate that there are alternatives to drunk driving. AB InBev will promote responsible drinking with the slogan, "Beer tastes better when you make good choices." AB InBev will emphasize that drinking responsibly enables consumers to make good choices and enjoy the products the company has to offer. We will aggressively promote safe driving through a campaign that enables consumers, particularly sports fans, to find a safe way home through Uber. To promote the updated Good Sport program and highlight its new features and services with Uber, Budweiser will utilize social media hashtags that will gain football fans' attention. These are still in development, but suggestions include hashtag Be a Team Player, Your Team Wants You Safe, Safe Ride, Tasty Beer, and Make a Game Plan. We have developed a number of tactics in support of our campaign goals. For goal number 1, which was to increase awareness and use of AB InBev's safe driving programs by highlighting its Good Sport designated driver program, we intend to create a web page for consumers to learn about AB InBev's safe driving programs and a press page with relevant news and contact information, to use social media hashtags to engage followers and influencers, to create a TV ad campaign that will launch at the National Football League's annual kickoff on September 8, 2016, and to establish a partnership with Uber that will give customers discounted rates to facilitate safe driving goals. For our second goal, which is to improve brand visibility and consumer engagement, the campaign will develop and distribute key messages to the consumers, press, and internal audiences through traditional and non-traditional media, engage social media influencers and prominent people in the sports industry to promote AB InBev and the Budweiser brand, and to promote Budweiser brand through partnerships with Uber and Major League Sports. Logo and messages will be visible at participating restaurants, bars, and sporting event venues. AB InBev will evaluate success of its goals and objectives through measurement of outputs, outtakes, and outcomes. Evaluations allow the company leadership to determine the sustainability and potential improvements to the campaign strategy and approach. To evaluate outputs and outtakes, we will examine the number of communication materials produced, including brochures, flyers, advertisements, placements, and news coverage, the news coverage tonality and the extent to which reports reflect those key messages, social media engagement, including the positive and the negative, and video views, the TV national ratings, and on social media. In terms of outcomes, we will examine if there was increased participation in Budweiser Good Sport by monitoring sales and revenue after the campaign launch. We will observe if there is behavioral change among consumers and if there was increased brand engagement overall. The Budweiser Good Sport Uber campaign will extend for the duration of the 2016 to 2017 NFL season. In the first month, we will conduct a SWOT analysis, evaluate current programs, and implement market and internal research of industry trends and target consumers. We will also conduct a survey that would provide feedback from the targeted consumer. In the second month, we will analyze the survey results and develop goals, objectives, and tactics. We will then present that result to executive leadership, meet with stakeholders, and engage media contacts in preparation for launch. We plan to launch the campaign at the September 8th kickoff. In the third month and ongoing from there, we will continually evaluate the campaign for effectiveness, measuring those outputs, the outtakes, and the outcomes to analyze campaign success. Thank you for your time and consideration today. We look forward to taking your questions and hearing your concerns, and hope you will authorize the implementation of the new and improved Budweiser Good Sport program. Thank you and have a great day.